The Galactic Combat Arena on Station Nexus 7 had seen thousands of battles across its 3-century history. Champions from every corner of known space had spilled blood on its crimson sands. The 8-armed Kithra warriors with their lightning reflexes, the crystalline Vexahai whose bodies could shatter bone with a single strike, the massive Gorvani, each standing 12 feet tall and weighing nearly a ton. But today was different. Tribune Veltash clicked his mandibles nervously as he reviewed the match roster. A human, a Death Worlder, had somehow registered for single combat against Crexmore the Sunderer, the arena's reigning champion for the past 4 standard cycles. The Tribune's 4 eyes darted between his holographic display and the human sitting calmly in the preparation chamber. "This is madness," whispered Veltash's aide, a nervous Altarian whose gills fluttered with anxiety. "Humans aren't even rated for combat classification. They're barely above the Peaceful Worlds Index." Veltash studied the human through the viewing portal. Marcus Chen sat with his eyes closed, breathing slowly. No enhanced musculature, no visible weapons, no armor beyond the standard arena protection gear. He looked ordinary, disappointingly so. "The betting pools are going insane," the aide continued. 10,000 to 1 against the human. Some species are calling it murder. The Tribune's attention shifted to the opposite chamber, where Crexmore prepared for battle. The champion stood 9 feet tall, his chitinous exoskeleton gleaming under the chamber lights. 2 sets of arms ended in claws that could rend steel. His mandibles dripped with paralytic venom. In 4 years, no opponent had lasted more than 3 minutes against him. The arena announcer's voice boomed across the Coliseum. "Citizens of the galaxy, today we witness a historic match. In the red corner, weighing 460 pounds, undefeated in 47 matches, Crexmore the Sunderer." The crowd of 50,000 beings erupted. Tentacles waved, wings flapped, and various species equivalent of cheering filled the air. And in the blue corner, representing the planet Earth, weighing 175 pounds, Marcus Chen. Scattered laughter rippled through the audience. Some beings had never even heard of Earth. The 2 combatants entered the arena from opposite ends. Crexmore raised all 4 arms and roared, a sound that had frozen the blood of countless warriors. His claws scraped against the arena floor as he began his intimidation display, designed to paralyze prey through terror. Marcus Chen walked steadily toward the center, his gait relaxed. He showed no fear, no aggression, just a calm, purposeful advance. The 2 stopped 10 meters apart. The arena judge, a floating crystalline entity, projected the rules holographically between them. Standard combat. No weapons. Fight until submission or incapacitation. Combatants ready? The judge's voice resonated. Crexmore dropped into his hunting crouch, claws extended. Every muscle in his powerful frame coiled for explosive action. Marcus simply nodded. "Begin." What happened next would be discussed in xenobiology classes for decades. Crexmore launched himself forward with devastating speed, covering the distance in less than a second. His claws swept down in an arc designed to disembowel his opponent. Marcus took 1 step back and slightly to the left. The crowd gasped. The human had moved at precisely the right moment with minimal effort. Crexmore's claws whistled through empty air. The champion spun, confused but not deterred. He struck again, this time with all 4 arms in a coordinated assault that should have been impossible to evade. Marcus ducked under the high strikes and stepped inside the low ones, then backed away again. Still calm, still breathing normally. For 5 minutes, this pattern continued. Crexmore attacked with increasing fury and desperation. Each strike came closer to connecting, but never quite made contact. The human seemed to move just enough, just when needed, as if he could predict every assault. The crowd fell silent. This wasn't the brutal spectacle they had expected. It was something far more unsettling. Tribune Veltash leaned forward, his aide forgotten. How was he doing that? In the arena, something had shifted. Crexmore's breathing had become labored. His strikes, though still powerful, lacked their earlier precision. The human, meanwhile, showed no signs of fatigue. Marcus had studied the recordings. Every fight, every opponent. He'd noticed what the galaxy's warriors hadn't. Crexmore relied entirely on overwhelming initial aggression. He'd never needed to fight defensively. He'd never faced an opponent who could read his attack patterns and systematically exploit his weaknesses. The champion attempted another charge, but this time something was different. For the first time in his career, Crexmore hesitated. A flicker of uncertainty crossed his features. Marcus saw it immediately, the moment the predator realized he might be prey. Humans, Marcus said quietly, just loud enough for his opponent to hear, are persistence hunters. We don't need to be faster or stronger. We just need to outlast you. Crexmore's mandibles clicked in what those familiar with his species recognized as distress. He took an involuntary step backward. The crowd erupted in confused chatter. Their champion, their unbeatable champion, had retreated. Marcus took a single step forward. Crexmore took another step back. We evolved on a death world, Marcus continued, still advancing slowly. Everything there tried to kill us. We learned to outlast predators until they exhausted themselves. Then we became the predators. Another step forward, another step back. The psychological dynamic had completely reversed. Crexmore's breathing became ragged. His four eyes darted left and right, looking for escape routes that didn't exist. The arena walls seemed to close in around him. When Marcus moved again, Crexmore did something unprecedented in the arena's history. He ran. The 9-foot champion sprinted toward the arena wall, claws scrabbling against the smooth surface as he tried desperately to climb out. Security drones moved to intervene, but the judge's voice stopped them. The match continues until submission or incapacitation. Crexmore turned, backed against the wall, and did something that stunned the galaxy. I yield, he whispered. The arena fell completely silent. Then Marcus Chen, the unassuming human from an unremarkable world, walked calmly to the center and raised one hand in acknowledgement. The Deathworlder had walked into the arena, and the predator had run away. Tribune Veltash turned to his aid, his voice barely audible. Perhaps we should reconsider our classification of humans. In the betting pools, a few very wise individuals collected enormous payouts, and across the galaxy, military strategists began pulling up star charts to locate a small blue world called Earth. After all, if one unarmed human could break their greatest champion without throwing a single punch, what could 1 million armed humans do?